and welcome to our guide to the cruise ports of the Caribbean. The Caribbean is one of the world's most popular destinations for a cruise holiday, and it is no surprise why. Beautiful tropical islands, clear blue seas, white sandy beaches, and a mix of cultures, coupled with friendly locals, are all awaiting you on a Caribbean cruise holiday. It is almost like the region was designed with cruise holidays in mind, as you can enjoy glorious sunny weather, beautiful tropical islands with sandy beaches, and there is also lots of great attractions and culture to be experienced throughout the many islands. One of the great aspects of the region is that each island has its own feel, its own traditions, and something unique for visitors, and with the huge list of ports of call awaiting you, it doesn't matter how many times you visit the Caribbean, there is somewhere new waiting to be explored on a Caribbean cruise holiday. The Caribbean Sea is an area of the Americas that links North America through Central America and onto South America. And when you mix in the many cultures of the numerous islands found in the Caribbean Sea, you have a truly special destination for a cruise holiday. Some of the islands of the Caribbean are still owned and governed by European countries, including the likes of Spain, France, Portugal, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. With the proximity of the United States of America, there is a big influence of US culture, but despite all that, there is something that still remains unique about every destination you visit. Of course, some of the countries in the Caribbean region have more for tourists to enjoy than others, and some are easier to explore than others. But from sunbathing on sandy beaches, to snorkeling in crystal clear seas, to hiking in the rainforest and exploring historical and culturally diverse cities, there is something for everybody in the Caribbean, and the best way to explore as many of the great destinations as possible, in our opinion, is on a Caribbean cruise holiday. As ever, don't forget to like and subscribe, and why not leave a comment below, as we would love to hear your thoughts on the Caribbean. My name is Darren, and this is our guide to the cruise ports of the Caribbean Sea. When it comes to cruising the Caribbean, there are 3 different types of holiday on offer, and that determines where you start your getaway. These are transatlantic Caribbean cruises, only the Caribbean cruises, and the Caribbean from the USA. The first type of cruise to the Caribbean is a transatlantic voyage that sees you start or end in the UK or elsewhere in Europe and cross the Atlantic, finishing either the Caribbean or the USA. Some cruises do a round trip from Europe or the UK, which is a great option for those who don't want to fly or who don't want to undertake a long-haul flight. The second type of cruise in the Caribbean is one that starts and finishes there. These cruises normally start at Bridgetown in Barbados or San Juan in Puerto Rico, and are ideal for those who want to maximise the time spent cruising the Caribbean islands, or for those who want a mix of a cruise holiday with a break on one of the great island resorts. The third option is to fly across the Atlantic and to start your holiday in the USA. This can often lead to cheaper prices, as there is vast competition of cruise lines operating from the US mainland, and it can also lead to more cruises that allow you to visit more of the destinations that you want to visit. The most popular choices for starting from the USA are Galveston in Texas, as well as Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Tampa in Florida. Whilst those who enjoy extra sea days can also start at either Boston or New York in the northeast, and then add on a city break before or after your cruise. Cruise ships call into Oranjestad, the capital city of Aruba, and what a great port of call it is. Whilst there are a number of beautiful beaches waiting for those who simply want to relax, this tourist-friendly port has lots to offer visitors looking to take in the colourful buildings, monuments, and attractions of Aruba. On a cruise to Bonaire, you will stop in the capital city, with Kralendach offering the chance to take in some shopping, head for a day at the beach, or head out on an excursion to see the beautiful nature of this idyllic Caribbean island. The port of call for cruise ships on the island of Curacao is the nation's capital city of Willemstad, which is a quintessential Caribbean town. Full of colourful houses, small shops, and friendly faces, you can enjoy a day on shore simply wandering the streets and head off on an excursion for a day of exploring. The Cayman Islands are a small chain of islands that feature the aptly named Grand Cayman as its biggest island and it is there where the country's main cruise terminal can be found. Cruise ships call into the iconic capital city of Havana on the island of Cuba, which gives a great opportunity to experience a different way of life and enjoy lots of Latin flair at every corner. Haiti, along with the Dominican Republic, make up the island of Hispaniola, but the majority of cruise ships that call into the country will dock at the offshore Ladeby, a private island owned by Royal Caribbean for the use of their group of cruise lines. Cruisers to the Dominican Republic can also call into a private island, which is Amber Cove, owned by the Carnival Corporation, but you can also have an authentic experience by stopping at Point-a-Pitre. The main cruise port of San Juan is not only a great port of call, but it is also one of the key cruise terminals for starting and ending cruises in the Caribbean. There are a number of options when it comes to cruises to the iconic Caribbean island of Jamaica, with Ocho Rios and Falmouth both having the facilities to welcome huge ships, but it is Montego Bay which is the main cruise ship port of call. But no matter where you go, you can be assured of easy access to explore this beautiful island, and you are never far from a stunning sandy beach. If you head to the small island of Anguilla, you will need to take a tender ashore, but it's well worth it to experience the beautiful white sandy beaches that await you. Saint Martin, for the French side of the island, or Saint Martin for the Dutch side of the island, is one of the most popular stopping points on the Eastern Caribbean thanks to its large cruise port in Philipsburg. St. Barts is another island where you will need to tender, where cruise ships anchor in the sheltered waters of Gustavia Harbour to allow you to tender ashore to Port de Plaisance in the island's capital city of Gustavia. The cruise terminal in Antigua is located at the Heritage and Redcliffe Quay in the capital city of St. John's, and what a stunning location it is to dock. Take a stroll into town, head to the beach, or enjoy a day of exploring on an excursion. There are two cruise ports in St. Kitts and Nevis, one on the island of Nevis in Charlestown, but the majority of cruise lines will use the beautiful Port Santi, which is Bassetiere's cruise port in the capital city. The small but beautiful island of Montserrat will once more need a tender, but it is well worth the extra effort. Martinique's purpose-built cruise port allows you to dock right in the heart of Fort de France, on the island's west coast for a day of exploring or sunbathing, although some smaller ships may stop at Point Simon or Tonnelles. The island of Guadeloupe is another one of the Caribbean's most popular stopping points, thanks in part to its purpose-built cruise port in the heart of the island's capital city of Point-a-Pitre, where you can simply stroll into town and take in all of the sights of this bustling capital city. The majority of cruise ships that call into the beautiful island of Dominica will dock at Rosea, which is the capital city of Dominica, where you can simply stroll into town for a day of exploring on foot or head to one of the many nearby beaches. When you dock in the island paradise of St. Lucia, you will be in the heart of the capital city of Castries, and whilst many will head for the wonderful beaches, there is much more just waiting to be explored on St. Lucia, and there is something for everybody there. If you are visiting the islands of St. Vincent and Grenadines, you will more than likely stop at Kingstown, where you will need to anchor at sea and tender for a day of exploring. In Grenada, you can enjoy a day at the beach, a day enjoying the natural beauty of the island, including many stunning waterfalls, or take in the culture of this beautiful island, all which starts from your cruise terminal in St. George's. Trinidad and Tobago is one of the iconic destinations for a Caribbean cruise, and it is no surprise why. Many cruise ships will call at Port of Spain, the capital city on Trinidad's northwest coast, that features lots of great shops, plenty of attractions including a botanic garden and zoo, but it is also the calypso vibe of the city that is the main attraction for others. Some cruise lines will stop on the island of Tobago, in the town of Scarborough, which also has a lot to offer holidaymakers. Barbados is a popular stopping off point and also a great place to start or end your cruise, thanks to the large and modern cruise port of Bridgetown and the great options for days out on the island itself. Whilst the majority of cruisers that head for Panama have a focus on a trip through the magnificent Panama Canal, some cruisers offer the chance to enjoy a partial trip through the canal whilst on a Caribbean cruise, and some will also stop off at locations such as the capital city of Panama City, where you can enjoy a day sightseeing, head for the beach, or go into the rainforest to view sloths in their natural habitat. From a Caribbean point of view, the regions of Gunayala, formerly known as San Blas, and Bocas de Toro, offer opportunities for those sailing on smaller ships. The most popular cruise port of call on the Caribbean cruise for days out in Colombia is the beautiful city of Cartagena, where the Cartagena de Indias port is just a short trip from the famous old town of this historic city. The majority of cruise lines visiting Honduras will dock on the small island of Roatan, which is a must visit for those who love the ocean as a hotbed of scuba diving, snorkeling and wildlife watching. The island of Cozumel, just off the Mexican Caribbean coast, is a hugely popular stopping point for most cruise lines in the Caribbean and offers a great day of swimming and sunbathing. Or you can head to the mainland to visit the famous tourist resort of Cancun or the nearby Mayan ruins. Whilst the Caribbean Sea offers sunny weather all year round, it is also a hotspot for hurricanes, so it is always best to avoid the region during the main hurricane season. Whilst you can never fully predict Mother Nature, the hurricane season usually starts in June and ends in November, with a peak period of mid-August to late October. So all that remains to be said is thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed our look at the cruise ports of the Caribbean, and see you next time.